城里头玩
哦，
去吃饭，好家伙，
吃饭，去吃饭，
去吃饭啊。
Humor is important for us Chinese. 幽默，幽默。In this episode, I'll introduce you 5 different forms of arts so that you can taste a little bit of Chinese humor. Let's start with the one I was watching. This is called Xiangsheng. Can be translated as crosstalk. Xiangsheng. With 2 men on the stage wearing long gom, one of the traditional menswear in the past. Xiangsheng is already over 100 years old and it started in tea houses. 茶馆 茶馆 in Xiangsheng. The performers can make fun of a lot of things and they put a lot of efforts to playing with words. Like in this one, they play with 吃饭 and 吃饭. Eat poo, eat meals. The guy in blue said several times of 饭
去吃饭
as if the slip of the tongue, while his partner tried to correct him every time. Also feels like a reminder to the audience. This is the laughing point.
去吃饭
But there are more other skills one needs to train before finally standing in front of the audience. And we call them 说学逗唱 说 speaking, basically the skill of talk. The tones, the rhythms, and speed. You need to speak very fast when it's needed. Like in a tongue twister. 4是4 10是10 14是14 40是40 They need to do it way faster and in a more complicated and longer piece. Second skill, 学 here means to imitate. That a performer is supposed to do the sound of a lot of things, from animals, musical instruments, and different people. 喵我学猫叫 I imitate the sound of a cat. 小孩学大人说话 Children imitates how adults talk. And the third, 逗 teasing, that they're able to open up a joke at the right time. Because making the audience to laugh is the whole point. 你把我逗笑了 You tease me to laugh. And the last one, 唱 to sing, is seen much less nowadays. But in the past, performers did also operas or pop songs to entertain the audience a bit. They need good voices and singing skills too. 相声 could be performed by more than 2 people. A multi-crosstalk. 群口相声 However, it is very, very rare. It could also be performed by just one single person, a monologue. 单口相声 And nowadays, stand-up comedy is more popular than this form, which we call it in Chinese 脱口秀 because it doesn't require so much skills, and there are way more chances and platforms to present yourself if you're really interested. In 脱口秀, you could hear a lot of funny personal stories. Work, life, children, relationships, traveling. Like this lady, she mostly talk about her experience from blind date. 相亲 相亲 And this gentleman, a former HR, joke about everything happens in a workplace. 职场 The survival skill, how to please your bosses, climb up the career ladders in a funny and ironic way. 脱口秀 is at the moment the most popular form of comedy among young people. The third form is called 小品, a 10 to 15-minute show on stage with all the necessary settings behind them. 小品 was originally an assessment tool in acting schools to see if a candidate who want to be an actor or actress really have the potential. It's used in interviews. They'll be given topics, they need to improvise. Somehow, this idea was borrowed and brought to the big stage of China, New Year's Gala. 春晚, which is organized every year by CCTV, the Chinese national TV channel. 中央电视台. That experiment got huge success. And even till this day, it's still one of the most expected performances. Let's have a look at this one. The woman in the village tried to find a doctor for her husband who's got a strange sickness. But the doctor isn't even qualified. He cares nothing more than money. But he pretends to stand on a high moral stand.
哎呀妈呀，别怎么提什么钱，这么俗呢？啊，不给钱就不看病了。
别提钱 Don't mention about money. 太俗了 So vulgar. Helping people curing the sickness is such a great thing. How can we put it in such a cheap way?
这人都咋的了？张嘴钱闭嘴钱的，为人民服务，救死扶伤都给谁说的？
为人民服务 Serve the people. 救死扶伤 Help those who are dying or get injured. 救死扶伤
为人民服务，救死扶伤。
He gives such a long moral lesson, but in the end he asked, how much you can pay me?
能给多少钱呢？
你能给多少钱呢? The laughing moment. The next form comes from the Western world. Sitcom, a 20-30 minutes TV show that comes over years, with audiences' laughter recorded. 情景喜剧情景喜剧 Like the Friends, like the Big Bang, like the Broken Sisters. And the first one came in the Chinese TV in the year 1993. It's called 我爱我家 I love my family. A family of 3 generations living together in old typical house in Beijing. The family itself has a lot going on every day. Plus they have visitors coming and go. Neighbors, relatives, friends, strangers all the time. Take a look at this one.
什么时候跟咱这中央电视台牵上线了？
The little girl got a letter,
你干嘛给他呀？
but the mother is a bit worried. She wanted to check it by herself first.
我不给他给谁？
给我呀！我瞅这样啊，8成就得出事儿了。
我瞅着8成就得出事儿了。I see something bad coming. 8成 80%. Very possible to happen. Most of the actor and actresses in this show are locals from Beijing. You will hear a lot of native talks like this. And this one called 武林外传, My Own Swordsman. There's a lot of elements in this show. Like one moment they were talking about Confucius, and the next they argue about fashion and catchy English words. Also a lot of singing and dancing, like here.
Music! 1, 2, 3, 4, here we go! 转身拍拍手
Here we go. 转身拍手 Last but not least is comedy movies, and especially the ones that are launched during the Chinese New Year's time. 贺岁片 贺岁片 The Chinese New Year, 春节 is supposed to be the longest holiday that most Chinese people have throughout the whole year. Good time to watch a movie in the cinema with your friends and with your family. The correct time point for the movie industry, right? This concept was also just an experiment from the very beginning. By this movie, 甲方乙方 the 2 parties in a contract. 甲方 the one demands the service or products. 乙方 the provider. In this movie, several friends open up a company with the business idea to fill people's dreams within one day. Either being a war hero, or having a romantic date, or here in this clip, a super rich man tired of eating lavish meals every day.
天天吃龙虾象拔蚌，顿顿都是大鱼大肉，都给我吃恶心了。
龙虾象拔蚌 very expensive seafoods. 顿 is the measure word for meals. 顿顿都吃 every meal is like this. 恶心 feels like to throw up. 都给我吃恶心了 He is fed up with this. Or this blockbuster, 泰囧 lost in Thailand. Let's check this clip about 2 men in an elevator judging from the appearance of a woman.
他不看。
我跟你说，你在泰国看到所有美女都是人妖。
你敢打赌吗？
为什么不敢的？你敢问吗？
我敢。
你问呢？
喂
Hello，
我电梯里呢，电梯里有俩二逼。
所有的美女都是人妖 And it turned out this woman is native Chinese with her strong Beijing accent. 你敢打赌吗 Dare you to bet. 打赌 to bet. 敢 to dare to. 你敢打赌吗 All right, that's all for today. I hope you are entertained. And if you're interested in watching any of these I've mentioned, check the link I put in the description. Have a nice time. 再见